Good morning. Good morning. Today is day 3 of my 7 steps to having an ultra brain. And as a reminder, if you find any of this content relevant or you feel like there is someone in your life that could benefit from this information, please share this video. I definitely want to spread the news about good brain health. Hi, Tiffany. Thanks for joining. Definitely want people to know how to take care of their brain and have a better brain. So today is day 3. And I want to start off by reading you a couple of quotes because they just kind of really have an impact. And so the first quote is by Dr. Dominic D'Agostino, who is a neuroscientist of molecular pharmacology and physiological researcher. So he says, if our body is inflamed anywhere, our immune system is too busy fighting the inflammation to detect and fight off disease. So that helps you understand that when your body is inflamed, that it doesn't have what it needs or the ability to fight off the inflammation as well as fight off diseases and get rid of toxins and do all of those other things. So today, day 3, the third step for having a healthy brain is to cool off systematic inflammation. Another thing to note is several doctors have been saying that you cannot live in this world and not have systematic inflammation. Like it comes from so many different things that your body is constantly in a state of inflammation and is fighting against inflammation unless you're doing things to cut and remove that inflammation from your system. So the second quote I wanted to share is from Dr. John Mekret, who's the president-elect of Western Association of Biofeedback and Neuroscience. And he says that inflammation is the cornerstone of every single brain issue. So it doesn't matter what neurological disease or issue you have going on, it all starts from inflammation, all of it. So that's another reason why it's so important for us to cool off inflammation in our body. And then the third quote is also by Dr. Dominic D'Agostino, who I gave you the first quote by, and he says, reducing systematic inflammation in our body will help prevent the brain from falling into age-related chronic decline. So again, like these are top researchers right now in Alzheimer's, and they are sharing this information because they need people to know, they want people to know that if you can control inflammation in your body, then you have the ability to control the effects that it has on your brain. Hi, Danny. Love you. Thank you for joining. So this is really important. Cooling off the inflammation in your body. I can't even tell you how it affects everything. So basically, if you've ever heard of oxidative stress, just insert the word inflammation because it's the same thing. They kind of are tandem. So if your body is full of oxidative stress, it means it's rusting from the inside out. It's having cellular breakdown on the inside of your body. And eventually that leads to illness, chronic disease, all of these issues because your body just can't keep up with the oxidative stress that's happening in your body. So that is also chronic inflammation. So there's good inflammation, like if you've twisted your knee or something and your body has inflammation and it swells in that area, that's your body's natural systems trying to fix an issue and let you know there's a problem with something there. That's good inflammation. Bad inflammation is systemic, head to toe body inflammation on a cellular level that is causing your systems to not work correctly. So an unhappy, chaotic, disorganized, disengaged, forgetful brain is an inflamed brain. So if you have any of that, you probably have an inflamed brain. And what inflames your brain inflames your gut, and vice versa. So what inflames your gut inflames your brain, because there is this nerve that runs from your brain to your gut. It's called the vagus nerve. And it is like a highway of communication between the gut and the brain. So that's why food is so important, because food is medicine, is information. It gets processed. The gut tells the brain, this is what we have, this is what we're working with, and the brain uses it and spreads it through the system. So that's why handling your gut issues is important, and it's why eating healthy, good foods is important. And just so you know, the brain, we were never designed to eat sugar, and our body doesn't know what to do with it. We've become a society that's dependent on sugar, and our body doesn't know how to process, so it's screaming at us, saying, you know, help me, fix me, and it's telling us in the only way it can communicate, which is through body pains, aches, you know, swelling, inflammation, all these other things, right? That's how it communicates to us, to tell us there is something wrong. So we just don't listen to what our body's trying to tell us. So things that can cause inflammation are our standard American diet. It's pretty sad, which is why I think it's funny that the acronym is SAD. Unless you're eating whole, healthy, green foods and non-processed foods, you are really, really doing your body a disservice. I mean, our standard American diet is awful, like awful. And you really, really need to switch the way you eat, which is video 1, which is optimizing your nutrition. If you didn't catch it, go back and watch it. It's 2 days ago. So definitely, if you haven't seen the first 2 videos, watch those and catch up to where we are today. The other thing is, let's see, food allergens, imbalances in your digestive and your immune functions in the gut will also cause this widespread systematic inflammation. So you want to learn how to decrease inflammation. There are some great things that can help you do that. So one of them is curcumin, which is part of turmeric. But as I mentioned the other day, turmeric is most effective when taken with pepper. There is something about the combination of the turmeric and the pepper that allows your body to absorb it better than if it's taken alone. So if you are taking curcumin, make sure that you are mixing it into foods that have pepper, or that you are eating foods high in pepper if you're taking a tablet, because you want to give your body the ability to process that better. MCT oils, CoQ10, fish oils, omegas, alpha lipoic acid, NRF2. So our NRF2 product removes oxidative stress by 40% in 30 days. And it's been clinically proven, and you can feel a difference. Not everyone feels it right away. It took me almost a year for me to start feeling the effects of it, but it really does work, and it really does help. And just remember that you've spent a lifetime building oxidative stress into your body. It's not going to go away in a day. So you have to give yourself some time on this NRF2 for your body to adjust and get rid of the oxidative stress and the toxins in your body. The NRF2 also naturally increases your antioxidant production, so your internal system for that. And you know, there's a falsehood out there that you can just eat things that are high in antioxidants and it's going to do the job. Well, it doesn't. So it does a 1-to-1. So everything you eat does a 1-to-1 for an antioxidant, and your body makes trillions of antioxidants a day. So if you want to combat that, you need to turn on your body's own ability to do that, which is what our NRF technology does. So that's why it's so important, is because it turns on your body's own ability to make antioxidants, and there's just absolutely nothing better. So then the other thing is you can do NRF1. So NRF1 ramps up your mitochondria production and flips that switch back on in your mitochondria to make them more effective. So your mitochondria is like the garbage removal system in your body. It cleans out all your toxins and it cleans out all the crap, and it's what helps your body stay healthy. So the higher your mitochondria production, the better off you are, because it's removing those oxidants, it's removing the toxins. And the NRF1 helps your body, the cells in your body, perform at peak performance. So who doesn't want your cells functioning at their best, right? And then the last thing that I recommend is Axio. And I love Axio. I'm a total Axio girl. It improves the brain's resilience to stress. I mean, it does a whole lot more, but that's the one I want to focus on today, is because your brain in chronic stress. So we live in a stressful world, people, and a lot of us are stress junkies. We fill our day with stressful things, and every encounter is a stressful encounter. And you know, I could talk to you all day about cutting your stress and what to do for your stress, but your brain is really sensitive, and we were designed to have an influx of cortisol, which is stress, which it raises up, and that's what puts us into fight or flight mode, right? It's a safety mechanism in our body to get us out of a dangerous situation. But when we live our life in high stress, instead of it going up and coming back down naturally, what happens is we ramp up to high stress, and it stays here and it never goes back down. And our body doesn't know how to function here. It doesn't know how to do good. And actually, it is damaging to your brain cells when you live in a state of high stress. And again, I could talk about that forever, but you really don't want to be in a high stress life. And anything you can do to cut that stress down and to manage that stress is super important. So we don't realize the damage we do to our brain every day by all the different things that we do, but you'll know the effects when you age, right? Because this is the biggest key. We need to be practicing prevention for brain issues in our 20s. In our 20s, we need to be doing what we are supposed to do to have a healthy brain. But who in their 20s is thinking about brain health? They're thinking about, college and partying and all of these other things. And they think they have all the time in the world to worry about what happens, when they're in their 60s and 70s. But I'm telling you, it's not. Now is the time for prevention, and you have to take care of things now, because if you don't, when you hit your 40s, 50s, 60s, you're seeing the results of decades of improper brain health. And who wants that? I don't want that kind of life for myself. I don't want that life for my kids or my grandkids, should they ever come along. But it's just important. Brain health is so important. And, I just kind of got smacked upside the face with it because my mom has Alzheimer's, and I had to learn about brain health, and I had to learn what to do so that I could have better brain health, and that my husband and my kids could have better brain health. So that's why I have all this information, and it's why I'm sharing it. I hope you guys find it informative. I hope you guys share the information with people that you know and you love. And I will be back tomorrow with step 4 out of 7 for how to have an ultra brain. Love you guys.